Alex Mota is a 6'1", 175 athlete in the athlete category in high school football, 37th rated according to 247 Sports. And over the weekend, he committed to the Hawkeyes as the 4th rated player in the state of Iowa from Marion.
So Alex Mota, we're releasing an interview on my channel here tomorrow. So again, if you haven't subscribed to From the Hawkeye of the Storm, do that because we'll be interviewing Alex Mota. He is a fast kid. He's 6'1", about 175. He's playing quarterback in high school. At least he played quarterback his sophomore and junior years in high school. Actually played running back his freshman year, interestingly enough, but he projects as a receiver at Iowa. Now, could he end up being a defensive back? I posed that question to him, and he would be at least open to that. It'd probably be as a safety, although Iowa's pretty deep at defensive back, I think, coming up here these next few years. But Mota's going to project as a receiver. He's fast. He compared himself. I asked him specifically, is there anybody in the Iowa roster that you would say you emulate or you mirror as far as playing style? And he would venture to say it's Arlen Bruce, the 4th, because Arlen Bruce is used a lot in the backfield. He's run on jet sweeps. Again, he's quick. He's elusive. He gives Iowa some speed. Not saying he's an absolute game changer, but he is going to be a guy who gives them some speed out wide, which is what Iowa wants. Iowa fans want that. I mean, obviously, it's Ihmir Smith-Marsette, one of the faster receivers in the Kirk Ferentz era. But as Ihmir Smith-Marsette, I would say, this isn't a diss on him, but Smith-Marsette had probably average hands. Now, I have yet to see Alex Mota really in action at that position. He did tell me that he will be playing receiver his senior year, which is good news. So he'll have a year to hone those skills in even more at Marion. We'll see if he's enrolling early. He doesn't know yet, but seems like a really nice kid, really bright kid. And again, gives Iowa some athleticism and some speed out wide, which is what Iowa fans want.
Brackney at 6'4", 250. Of course, as we discussed last week, received offers from USC, Colorado, Cal, and Nebraska. And he totaled 82 tackles last year, 4 sacks and 3 tackles for loss, and a couple fumble recoveries. So his initial ranking from 247 Sports, the 43rd rated D end or edge rusher, and the 5th rated prospect in the state of Colorado for 2023.
Yeah, so, and I believe Rivals has got him as a 3-star now as well. That doesn't, I mean, we talked about that a week ago, how ridiculous it was that he was still a 0-star. He's going to be a good one. I think Iowa's got a chance to develop him. He's a big body, as we talked about last week. He seems to have a good motor. He gets off the line fast. So I think they'll have an opportunity to develop him. And again, good sign that they were able to grab him from the same school that Alex Padilla played at in high school. And that's a good sign, at least, that you would have to think that Alex Padilla gave him somewhat of a vote of confidence for Iowa. So they've had, the lack of success, if you want to call it that, in the portal has kind of been overshadowed by some nice wins, some small wins here and there on the recruiting trail for 2023. They've already put together a nice little class here, and we're still really early. And they're, of course, in the top 7 for Kyler Casper and the top 7 for Caden Proctor. And I believe top 10. These kids are releasing these. I'm gonna when I end up being a Division I athlete when I'm 40, Mark, I'm gonna release like a top 30. I'm just gonna release a top 30. I asked that question to Alex Mota. I said, "Why didn't you release a top 3?" Because he had some good offers, Mark. I don't know if you read those, but Wisconsin, Iowa State, Kansas State, and he just said he wasn't. It just never interested him. He's just not about that type of thing. He knew where he wanted to go, and that's that. And I'm not dissing Kyler or Caden for doing that, but that is kind of the world that we live in. I will add this interesting tidbit, and kind of to put a plug in for that interview with Alex Mota tomorrow on my show. He did say that Kansas State recruited him as a quarterback, which I just find fascinating. Now, Mark, you and I both know not everybody is destined to be a quarterback. Not everybody wants to be a quarterback, but the idea of playing quarterback at a Big 12 program, I would have to think is fairly, attractive. That's and he said he told him to stop recruiting as a quarterback. He doesn't have any interest in playing that position. I just thought that was fascinating. He loves playing receiver, and that's a good sign. You love what you do. I don't care how old you are. He's gonna have an opportunity to make an impact. So yeah, I think Iowa fans should be excited about Alex Mota and Chase Brackney.
Yeah, that is intriguing, considering that Kansas State's a successful football program, not just a Power 5, but a successful one.
And they'll
They're
have
in
Adrian
that,
Martinez this year as a dual
yes,
threat.
they're in that
So
top 30 range, but their quarterback play has been less than scintillating. They typically field one of the uglier quarterbacks, meaning ugly style of play. Skylar Thompson would be the most recent. They want a quarterback who almost plays a fullback style quarterback there at Kansas State.
and you remember who their coordinator slash quarterback's coach is, don't you?
Is it Colin Klein?
It is.
Okay.
So sort of interesting tidbit there. But yeah, no, he had some good offers, and I was happy to have him. Keep those kids in state. I mean, right now Iowa's doing really good keeping the big names in state. Aaron Graves, Xavier Wampa. Certainly Proctor's the next one. I mean, that's a big deal, Mark. That'll be probably the highest rated recruit in Iowa history. So you grab him, and as I keep saying, that 23 class is looking better and better on offense but man, I mean, with a guy like Mota, and then you add in Proctor, and I would think that would help your chances at getting Kyler Casper. You still got Mac Markway on the board. Those are all positive things, and I still haven't heard no updates on Mac Markway. That's another one, Mark, that we might be following that through the fall. I don't know when Mac's going to be making another announcement, and a lot of good things happen on the recruiting trail right now for 2023.